Pajama jam, pajama jam. What you know about pajama jam? I'm sitting here in my board shorts and my t-shirt at Grand Galvez in Galveston, Texas. It's really super hot outside, so I'm hanging out in the AC and just working on some techniques. And never hurts to run scales. But more importantly, songwriting, improvisation songwriting. Picking 4 chords and talk about what's present for me today. Sometimes I like to give thanks for the things that I've been given that I never really asked for anyway. But they gave it to me anyway, and for that I'm grateful. Not entitled like my brother. I've had to walk through some wars, but that's okay, 'cause I am a warrior. It's not my first time. I grew up in a very violent place, and I've done some time, so I'm no stranger to fighting for my life. Sometimes I may just let things slide, but I don't really care for when I'm being attacked from all directions. It's funny how the mind can play tricks on me. I've been doing way too much mushrooms and LSD. I should have never taken drugs at an early age. I saw too much too soon. But then again, I'm way ahead of schedule on my journey. I came from behind, and I continue to climb. I guess when I decided to put down the drugs and the alcohol 10 years ago, it was the best thing I could have done for myself and everybody else. That's right, 'cause I was always looking for a fight. I really didn't know how to act in some environments, so I had to go back to school. I don't know, this is all just coming through. This is all just coming through. When I allow myself to get honest and authentic with the world, it flows so much easier than when I'm trying to put on a mask. God knows I've always had to control my mouth and my actions, so I don't end up in traction or in some box I can't get out of, because I've been there before. And I won't ever go back. No, I know too much now. I cannot unlearn all the things that came to me when I burned. I don't know. It's something, but there's a really cool freedom, and I might not even publish this video, and I do that a lot. I just like practice opening up the channel, saying a prayer with intention to the Creator and say, hey, you've built me to create, please speak through me, something that brings value to the world, brings value to my journey and my healing and my understanding of the human experience. And sometimes it's gold, sometimes it's just kind of and I'm grateful for all of it, man. And if you're an artist or a writer or just a human with some feelings, and a lot of times we get put in these situations where we have to suppress things so we don't act out and cause harm to other people. And so we have to use discernment, we have to pause, and we have to be careful about what we put out there. Because with our words, our spells, we cast spells with our words. And for the longest time, I had a really great program with that. But a couple of years ago, my family completely turned on me and tried to murder me straight up. Like I told them, like, you got to stop, because it was heavy. I was on the verge of taking myself out. I was just undergoing a lot of pressure. And they just doubled down on the humiliation ritual, and they gathered other people to join in. And I can't explain what it did to my brain or my energy, but it hurt me deeply. And the kids were used as weapons, as collateral. Just doubled down on aggressive, just abusive talk. And so I fired back, and it just got real chaotic and staticky, and we're still not on good terms. And so I'm having to learn how to walk by myself in this journey. I don't have any kids, I don't have any pets, I don't have a significant other. I'm just in school right now from the universe, God, Jehovah, Jesus, whatever you guys choose to call that. My own personal understanding of the Creator is, it comes in and out, and it comes in many forms, and I'm grateful for that. So I use music as a medicine to let go of some of these, like anger, confusion, hurt, heartbreak. Like, just sometimes I'll I don't wanna be here anymore. I'm not well and I need something more. Superficial life experiences and doing it for me anymore. I reach out to the ones that I love, but they don't ever pick up. This world is so much different today than it was when I grew up back in the day. I don't even recognize it anymore. And that's not even really melodically as good as it could be, but just to be honest and have that therapy session of just like talking it out with the camera, with myself, the best therapist I could ever possibly have. And utilizing tools. We got therapists, we've got a group of people in recovery, and AA and NA, and people that are just trying to figure it out, man, because we've made so many wrong moves in life. And so as I grow and expand and just shine my light more, it attracts more moths to the flame. And unfortunately, it's people that I tried to help out. I supported with money, with business, and they didn't like the fact that I asked them about their work and why it wasn't coming out in the same quality they promised. And then they get all butthurt and turn it around on me and start firing away at me. And they go and they gossip about me behind my back, even though I paid them very well, and they just didn't rise to the occasion. So I'm aware of, that low vibrational frequency of people that are just, bitter about certain things. I know I'm bitter about some things as well. And so if I focus on that, it takes away from my expansion, right? And so it's not my job to babysit everybody. It's not my job to make sure everybody likes me. I do have codependency from my family. I do like to people please. I wish everybody would like me, but they don't. I've actually put out a brand of positivity so I could, make sure that I had the intention of putting out something that brought value instead of, I love metal and I love angry, heavy, fast music because it's really therapeutic, but I can't make a living with that, without a record deal, and so I chose this path, and it's kind of fake. It's kind of like, hey, this is a product. It's not me personally. I don't share myself, actually. I share some superficial things on Facebook sometimes, but there's very few people who know the real me, and I've had to protect myself from people that would take information and use it against me, or take things that should have been dealt with in therapy and used it against me. And I think we all have our own version of those things that we would choose not to put out publicly. Misunderstandings, things that happened in our childhood. And so I use restraint and use discernment on what I choose to share publicly. And I think, a lot of people can relate to that, in business and in being, being out there doing our thing. We need to keep it professional. So I say all that to say, if you're struggling, if you're working through some things, if you're a little ashamed, if you're carrying some shame or some uncomfortable feelings, whatever they may be, that's not you. It's important to let, to get out, to stretch, to breathe, to move, to write, to sing, to create, to cook, to become the gods that we are created in the eyes of, and so anytime that I get a chance, I just strum some chords and talk about my truth. And I've been super heartbroken over the last couple of years because I tried to help my brother out in a big way to help him feed his kids, and he just completely just destroyed it and just tried to destroy me, and continues to this day to bully me. He's been bullying me for years because he's jealous of me, and he's tried to, he's taken everything I've given him and then, didn't even say thank you, just said I never asked for any of it, and just been really abusive and self-centered and angry at me, and directed all of his bad decisions and circumstances at me and used me as a scapegoat. So, a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's no mystery. But my sister's the same way. They're just evil. They're hurt, they're evil, they're in poverty. They have to do things that are dishonest in order to survive. And, there's a lot of people that have been taken advantage of and abused by them. And, I've made amends with anybody that I've had any ordeals with. I've had people abuse me as well. I could expose a lot of people in this industry that are just full of it. And, there's a lot of people that they know who they are. But that's not what I do these days. Back in the day, a long time ago, I would have done that for sure. But today, I just mind my own business, focus on what I can control, which is very little within myself. I can control my actions, my reactions, and all of that. I can't really control my thoughts. That shit's on autopilot. So I just try to, do my best with art, with music, and service, and love, and esteemable acts. And this vulnerability that I'm sharing with you is, it's not popular. It's not going to bring you dopamine. It's not going to, it's a long form video. You're probably not going to sit through it. But if you got any value out of it, that's awesome. If I could help one person, that's awesome. So hit like, subscribe, leave a comment if this brought value. If it didn't, no hard feelings. I don't take it personally. We're all on our own journey here. But this is fun, so I already won. Cheers.